The 2023 season is officially here. Carson-Newman women's soccer kicks off on a brand new surface here at McCowan Field and starts with possession. The home opener, the season opener against North Greenville. As Addie Henry boots one all the way across the end line, and an early goal kick for the Crusaders, a team that won 13 games a season ago. Carson-Newman 9-4-4, 7 wins in league play before that SAC quarterfinal loss that ended the Eagles season. Plenty of new faces, but plenty of returning players back for the Eagles from a team that was oh so close for making an NCAA tournament appearance out of the Southeast region. Came one spot short. The Eagles were 9th in the final rankings, and North Greenville was 10. So an early, impactful postseason non-conference matchup at the end of August between these two teams. Andrew Rogers, glad to have you alongside throughout today's broadcast here on Flow Sports, as both of these teams get their season started. Ball played forward here for Patrick. Defended well by Kreiser, who falls down but is able to knock it out of play to give the Crusaders a throw in, and they're attacking third here. Crusaders in their black uniforms, visiting uniforms. Eagles in the home white. Good interception here from Fields. Eagles have numbers forward. Ball played on for Teskey. Alicia Teskey backdoors one for Fields, just outside the box in the far corner. Cut off by a Crusader. Ball played in. Judd with a touch on it. Was run into by one of the North Greenville defenders. Kramer was right in the center. It'll give a free kick to North Greenville 2 minutes in. Heard Teskey's name, and a manual transfer slides in up front. A lot of the transfers away from the program or graduating seniors came mainly from that attacking third. So 2 new faces up front in Simon Duffy's starting 11 in Giles and Teskey forward. Manual transfer, and Giles joins the Eagles from UT Chattanooga after 4 seasons there. So plenty of experience from Giles, and you've got Teskey's experience from last year at Emmanuel up front for Carson-Newman as they try to provide some pressure near midfield. Field steps into the passing lanes once again. Plays one on. Teskey's not going to be able to run onto this as the keeper has to two-touch it and boot it out of play toward the Greenville bench. And the Eagles with a throw in the attacking half. Zander throws it in. Selena Judd on the ball. One of the returning sophomores from last year. Made a really big impact as a freshman along with Felicia Frick and Maya Binks, and all saw a lot of time a season ago And all three returned for the Eagles out of that midfield. Throw in on the opposite side. Fields dribbling up the line, tried to play one for Teskey. Initially intercepted, now Henry gets it just at the front of the box. It's going to be cleared and played forward, and now the Crusaders have possession. And they have numbers working forward across the center of the pitch. Ball played near side. Chance here for Gordon, and she's cut off and defended nicely by Zander. Zander plays one forward for Giles, too far out of her reach as the ball goes out of play for a Crusaders throw. Brand new turf field, first real game action it has seen. It saw some scrimmages, some preseason action, obviously practice here throughout the spring and into the summer and now August, but first official game on this brand new surface. Certainly will be an adjustment for Carson-Newman, having been used to the original grass from so many years past. You think about Addie Henry, who's in her 5th season now, her having to adjust to the brand new turf for her final year with the Eagles. Kreiser plays one in the middle for Henry. As that captain's armband on her left arm, her, Frick, and Fields are the 3 captains of this team. Fields a senior, Henry a graduate student, and Frick a sophomore. Ball played on for Zander. Zander gets around one defender. Into the box, cross played, and a nice diving stop. Teskey was on the back post, but a good diving stop by the goalkeeper Haley Holland, the sophomore from Lee, transferred in this year, makes the save. Good recovery here from Fields to take the ball away and give the Eagles possession back. Kreiser boots one forward. Fend running onto it. Defended well along that far side by Lamb, and she just knocks it out of play. Eagles with a throw in on that far side. Throw in goes into the box, and it'll trickle into the midst of Holland, the goalkeeper. Transferred in from Lee. They do bring back Samantha Montgomery, who as a freshman made a bunch of starts, was a member of the All-Conference Carolinas team a season ago, but it's Holland that gets the start here in match 1 for Andy Robinson's team. And he's in his 10th season. Simon Duffy in his 7th now. So 2 experienced head coaches looking to get back to the NCAA tournament after they both fell just short a season ago. Greenville lost in the Conference Carolinas Championship to UNC Pembroke 3-1. Eagles fell in that quarterfinal match to Wingate here at McCowan Field. That ended their season. Eagles maintain possession. New goalkeeper with possession for the first time. That's Danielle Lacey, junior college transfer that comes in as a junior from Lincoln Land Community College. Saw a bunch of time there and actually led the junior college ranks in saves despite giving up a decent bit of goals. She made several saves for a team that was winless last year at the JUCO level. So she's been tested, she's been shot at a bunch, and certainly hopes to give Carson-Newman a consistent piece in goal. Second consecutive year the Eagles have to replace a goalkeeper. Hoping maybe Lacey could be that piece here early in the year. Fenn boots one on. They've worked a lot to Teskey along that far side. If she loses it out of play, it'll be North Greenville possession. That pass from Henry intercepted by Finley Lloyd. Good action here. Judd able to take it away from Kramer. Kramer, one of the returning freshmen for Andy Robinson's team from last year. There was 4 or 5 freshmen on this Crusader squad that saw a lot of time. Kramer, one of them. They're all back for their second year, the sophomore season. Ball deflected off the right foot of Judd, and Zander's able to play one forward for Giles. Giles trying to get on the end of it. She's able to. Now matched up in a one-on-one situation, tried to flick one into the box. It's deflected and now knocked out of bounds. A throw in for Carson-Newman. Almost 9 minutes in, Sanders' throw gets into the box. Bounced around and cleared by the Crusaders. Guyurich, or that's Patrick, I should say, with a nice header, trying to get around Kreiser, and she does. 2 Eagles and 1 Crusader. Ball's tapped back to Lacey, who is able to secure it. Good defending by Kreiser and good help from Palsdottir, a freshman. Iris Palsdottir from Iceland slots in right next to Kreiser along that back line. Both combined to make a nice defensive play. Teskey far side, plays one into the front of the box. No one's there to touch it. Henry gave it a run, thought maybe Giles would get to it. Neither did, and Greenville has it back. Good defending here from Zander. Ball played out, Eagles with another throw. Carson-Newman starts at home this season. They went away last year. This ball played toward the far post, and it will go out of play. Eagles start with 2 at home before they go on the road first. They'll go to Young Harris next Wednesday after hosting Lee on Saturday here at McCowan Field at 5 o'clock. Lee is playing LR this afternoon. We'll keep you up to date on how that matchup's going. They'll get 2 South Atlantic Conference schools. Meanwhile, North Greenville's got a tough start to the year. They'll play Catawba later this weekend. So they get 2 South Atlantic Conference teams as well. 2 opportunities to improve your resume as Judd goes down. And we've got our first free kick opportunity for Carson-Newman. It comes in the attacking half, and Henry will line up. They're going to back up the defender, Sprinkle here, returning senior from Spartansburg, South Carolina. Henry will boot one into the box. It's headed away by Lamb. Headed back into the box. No one there for Carson-Newman, and it'll trickle across the end line and out of play. Eagles back at home, but playing 2 quality opponents to open the year. Eagles have been so dominant at home under Simon Duffy since he took over in 2017. 38-8-5. They've outscored opponents 127-44 during this stretch. Chance here, Fields, cross into the box. It's headed by Giles outside of the post. It stays in play, and they fight to get a corner kick. Nope, check that, it's a goal kick. Was last touched by the Eagles. Good ball sent in, a nice header as well from Giles, but just went wide of the post. Eagles have threatened early here in the first 10-plus minutes of the season opener. Chance for North Greenville to gain a little bit of possession and try to control things. Touch made by Metcalf. Now the ball's played forward. Alicia Lamb trying to run onto it. In a battle with Abby Zander, and not many win a battle against Zander as she knocks it out of play. One of the better defensive players, right backs in the South Atlantic Conference is Zander. It's all conference this season ago after tying Carson-Newman for the team lead in assists last year. And deservedly so, was named the second team All-SAC preseason leading up to this 2023 season. She goes down here a little hobbly getting back up. It's a corner kick for North Greenville. First corner kick of the afternoon. Looks like Alicia Lamb, number 7, will take the corner. First opportunity for the Crusaders. They'll send everyone but 2 defenders and a goalkeeper forward. Eagles have everyone defending except Teskey. Ball played in a nice high ball. It's headed on into the back of the net, and the Crusaders strike first. Perfectly played ball, and I believe it was Elena Sprinkle that headed it in. North Greenville strikes first. Here's another look at it. Yep, it was Sprinkle. Right place, right time, well executed. How do the Eagles respond? Giving up an early goal, a 14th-minute goal by Elena Sprinkle, the senior. Capitalizes on a good ball sent in by Alicia Lamb. Give her credit for the assist. Corner kick now for Carson-Newman. And it'll be Felicia Frick to take the corner kick. So an Eagle corner kick immediately following that Crusader goal. Frick will boot it in with her left foot. It's punched away by Holland, sent back into the box, and wide left out of play. Goal kick for North Greenville. Sprinkle scores her 4th career goal. Coming off a season where she played in 18 matches, only played in 25 in her first couple of years with the Crusaders, played in all 18 and started all 18 last year. Emerging as a junior and has continued that success from last year into 2023 with the early goal, the first goal for the Crusaders this year. Fields wins back possession for Carson-Newman. They give it back though, and it's taken away by Metcalf. Crusaders back on the attack. Near side, it's controlled and played forward. Lloyd has it knocked away. Good battle here. Judd comes up with possession and has it taken away, but a foul was called. On the Crusaders, free kick for Xander and the Eagles. They take it quickly as they try to gain possession, trailing 1-0, just over 15 minutes into the first half. Judd plays one far side for Fields. Henry on the ball. Plays it far side for Annika Fend. Fend tries to play one on for Savannah Fields. Can she track it down? She does. The cross, knocked toward the front of the box. Henry with a touch. Dribbling outside the box, looking for help, and has it knocked away. Well, good defending initially here by North Greenville. The Eagles maintain the attack. Xander racing all the way to the far corner and gets a corner. Well done to knock it off Metcalf. And the Eagles will get their 2nd corner kick of the afternoon. Frick will line up the corner. 2nd corner in the last couple of minutes for the Eagles. Ball played in. It's a lot higher toward the back post. Kreiser unable to get a head on it. She was the closest white jersey to get to it. Able to track it down. In a battle in that far corner with Guyurich. And it stays in on that far side. Fend will reverse the pitch and get it out toward the center circle, and Xander. Xander to Frick. Frick with plenty of space. Knocks one in. It's deflected back out by Gordon. Throw in for Carson-Newman. Eagles have definitely maintained more of the possession. Really more of an offensive tack throughout this first half, but it's North Greenville up 1-0. And a chance for more here as Patrick turns and crosses midfield with a trailing Frick. Able to get around her too. Frick battles back though and cuts off Patrick. Double team comes, Xander takes it right away. Eagles move back the other way. Giles on the ball. Left-handed or left-footed pass to Henry. She'll play one on. Running onto it was Xander, but too far forward. Good idea that time. But it's Holland that comes out from her 7-yard box, 6-yard box, and is able to scoop it up. 2nd all-time meeting between these two schools. They met back in 2019 at North Greenville. It was a 1-0 victory for the Crusaders on October 9th. 2nd all-time meeting, 1st trip for the Crusaders to Mossy Creek. Giles hits the deck after losing possession. Now the Eagles get it back. Cam Giles tried to get it to Frick, and it was taken away. The Crusaders get it back. Kramer plays one forward to really nobody in particular, and Lacey tracks it down for the Eagles. So you mentioned Carson-Newman, 9-4-4 a season ago. Only lost one home match. In fact, the Eagles have only lost once at home each of the last 3 seasons. One of those years, obviously, was the COVID year, but either way, the last 2 years, the Eagles have only lost once at home. When you think about 2022 for Carson-Newman, it was the end of the year, that final stretch in the regular season that carried over into the postseason. Carson-Newman dropped one at Tusculum, or tied at Tusculum, I should say. 2 ties to end the year, and then the loss to Wingate. So the Eagles ended 2023 without getting a win in their final 3 matches. Approaching the halfway point of this first half. 1-0 Crusaders, a 14th minute goal by Elena Sprinkle. The goal on the scoreboard as it stands now. Fields boots one in, nobody there, and it's escorted out by Holland, who thought maybe that was going to sneak in toward the back post. She watches it go out of play for a goal kick. This Carson-Newman roster has an interesting breakdown. 15 underclassmen, 10 upperclassmen on this roster. 3 graduate students, only 2 seniors, and 5 juniors. So, relatively younger team. When you think about the 9 freshmen, 6 sophomores. Looks like we have our first set of substitutions. It'll come from the Crusaders. They'll bring in Miranda Morehouse up front. That's the only change. Looking at Carson-Newman's roster in terms of returning players from last season, they bring back right around 10 or so players from a season ago as a collision near center circle. Xander is shaken up. And the Eagles will have a free kick. Clock will continue to roll. We'll see if the official, yep, there it is. He'll ask for the clock to be stopped now as Xander is slow to her feet. Collision there, clear foul on the Crusaders. Xander tries to shake that off. And the clock will resume, 24-15 and counting. Fend lifts one in, good ball, but it bounces into the midst of Holland. Great idea. Once again, the Eagles have had plenty of balls enter the box, have not been able to fire a shot to really threaten Holland with some of the crosses so far. Ball played on here. Palstadter will play it back for Lacey. Pressure here. Lacey's got to get rid of it. She barely does at the last second. Xander, collision with Metcalf. Got through it, but it's eventually knocked back forward by Morehouse. Good run here. It's Macy Metcalf on the end of it in the left corner. Boots one in. Back post. Good defending by Fenn. The ball went over Lacey. And Annika Fenn did a little bit of everything to not allow the Crusader running forward to get a ball or get a foot onto that cross and to knock it away. You see it go over Lacey's hands, and it just goes wide of the right post. Creasa Gordon was on the end of it, trying to make a play, and without Fend along that back post, North Greenville is up 2-0. Eagles back with possession, another collision, and we've got a foul, and that'll stop the clock. We've got our first booking of the year, and it goes on Finley Lloyd. So Lloyd is shown a yellow card. Relatively physical start, mainly from North Greenville. That's the 4th foul compared to Carson-Newman's 1 early on. Just over halfway through the first half. 1-0 North Greenville. They're on the search for more. All played forward into the far corner. Palsdottir will track it down in the far corner and finds Fend, who works her way up the far side. Fend sat out all of last year, seeing her first action with Carson-Newman. Giles with a couple of touches as she crosses the center circle. Ball played on it. Touches to Teskey. Around one defender. A shot on frame. It's saved. Nice diving effort by Haley Holland on Alicia Teskey's shot at goal. And it gives Carson-Newman another corner kick, third of this first half. And it'll be Frick to take the corner kicks for the Eagles. Another substitute waiting for North Greenville, the next stoppage. As Frick lines up this corner kick, Eagles will send all but two players forward. Short pass, Frick gets it back, sent back post. No one able to get ahead on it. Henry tracks it down. Addie Henry stops, gets around one defender. Tried to get around a second, it was booted off her feet. And the Crusaders work the other direction. Palsdottir with a push in the back, and that'll be a foul on Carson-Newman. As possession was controlled by Lamb before she was knocked to the turf. 1-0, 20-38 and counting in this first half. The goal scorer Sprinkle with the boot forward. Eagles gain possession quickly off the free kick. Bad pass though from Teskey off to Fields' left, and it's controlled by the Crusaders. Touch here for Fields to Annika Fend. Once again, the Eagles have pressed forward. They really have not been tested a lot in their defensive half. Here's a ball sent on. Can Judd get to it? No, she won't be able to. Goes across the end line out of play. Eagles have not really been tested outside of that one corner. That's really the only opportunity that North Greenville has had. A couple of changes here. Krista Nielsen in, Anita Arnadottir in, both forwards replacing Teskey and Giles. And then coming on for the Crusaders is number 11, Marley Saviaios. Saviaios on for the Crusaders. And on the ball is Kramer. Center pitch, fires a shot well wide. Had a lot of room to work with, but was well outside the box and sends the shot wide right. Eagle goal kick. Obviously, Carson-Newman football kicks off later this evening. They open their 2023 campaign against Virginia Lynchburg, 7 o'clock kick right over there at Berktar Stadium. So an opportunity for Eagle fans to catch some soccer action. Here's a bad pass from Lacey. Palsdottir cannot get to it, and so a free possession here for the Crusaders. Good job by Fenn defending here. This ball is going to go off a Crusader, and the Eagles get a quick throw. They're going to go quickly. What a good opportunity for fans to stop at McCowan Field on their walk over to Berktar Stadium, catch some women's soccer action. Got 60 minutes to spare roughly before football kickoff. Get a bite to eat, and then watch Carson-Newman football take on Virginia Lynchburg later tonight. Collision near midfield. Henry taken down, and a foul called on the Crusaders. Ten yards going to be granted here for Henry. Now the Eagles will push forward. Palsdottir will take the free kick. A quick pass to Frick. Eagles work forward. Anita Arnadotter trying to play one for Nielsen. And it's taken away by the Crusaders. No press forward now. Palsdottir in a foot race and will bounce a pass over to Lacey. Lacey's pass intercepted. Kreiser heads it away. And Frick tries to play it on. It's taken away again by the Crusaders. Guyurich had it. Judd breaks away from the pack with a possession of the ball. Now they'll play one forward. Nicely defended along this near side by Morehouse. Both teams kind of going back and forth here. Nobody along that far side. That gives McElravy a chance along the far sideline. She's got room to work. Will send a ball to the front of the box. Lacey comes out and secures it. Judd on the ball now. 16-16 remaining in this first half. Starting to see the energy pick up from the Crusaders. Not that they didn't have it before, but they're pressing on Carson-Newman's possession a little bit more than they did early on. Eagles having to work a little bit more for their possession. Judd in a battle at the CN logo, wins the battle. And a little push to Guyurich. Eagles work forward. Arnadotter forces the ball out of play. Eagle throw in along the far side. More subs for Carson-Newman and North Greenville. Maya Binkson and Molly Zander on, along with Alba Delgado, a transfer from UT Martin. So Henry Fields come off on the changes. And on for North Greenville is Victoria Hefner, replacing Chrissa Gordon. Several changes up front for Carson-Newman, mainly in that midfield and forward role. And a burst of speed here for Hefner. She breaks out of the pack with possession. A bad pass, though. Gives it back to Carson-Newman. Arnadotter, nice pass. Binks it along the far sideline. Able to play one in toward the middle. Delgado goes down. And now Greenville has possession back. Good passing here by the Crusaders there. Working across into their attacking half now. Ball played on outside the box. Ball will end up rolling into the box. Lacey secures it. So a lot of new faces on here toward the back end of this first half for Carson-Newman. Got Nielsen, Arnadotter, Molly Zander, Alba Delgado, Maya Binkson all into the match for the Eagles. Good defending here. Nielsen wins possession and double team goes down. A lot of action on this near side. Molly Zander trying to fight for possession and does earn possession. Arnadotter loses it out of play. And after the Eagles had multiple throw-ins, the Crusaders get one and give it back. Zander to Zander on the throw-in. Good ball in, and Binkson cannot get her head on it. She was in the right spot on that back post. Gave it a diving effort, but just came up a little short on this cross set in. Good angle at it here. Zander with a perfect ball in. Binkson just maybe a half a step behind of that cross from Abby Zander. Binkson and Molly Zander are the two Substitutes for Simon Duffy's team, the only returning players, along with Anita Arnadottir, only 3 returning players coming off the bench right now for Carson-Newman. You've got Krista Nielsen, a freshman on. You've got Alba Delgado, a sophomore midfielder from Spain, transferring in from UT Martin into the game. Lots of new faces trying to work with plenty of returning pieces for Simon Duffy's team. This ball is going to be knocked off Arnadottir. And out of play, goal kick for the Crusaders. Along with the new additions to Duffy's roster, he had a new assistant coach, Matt Perry, in his first season with the Eagles, a new graduate assistant, Anna Bigarella. Joins the coaching staff as well, so plenty of new faces. Nielsen a chance here, a shot right at Holland. She can't secure it, and it's cleared away along the back line. It was Izzy Feidel that cleared it away. Molly Zander puts one into the box. It bounces. It's still loose, and it'll be knocked out of there by the Crusaders. Good shot by Nielsen. It was just right at the keeper. And it was such a strong and powerful shot that Holland was not able to secure it. And it got away from her and had to be cleared by Fidel. Eagles have maintained more of the possession. They've got 6 shots to the Crusaders 2, but it's 1-0 North Greenville here in the first half. Possession here, Kramer plays one on. An opportunity, Kreiser, can she get there first? No, it's Lacey that dives on top of the ball. You had Kreiser, Dennison, Emma Dennison, a substitute running on, and Kreiser and Lacey all in a battle for possession there. Eagles win that, and then they play it forward and come up short. As that ball trickles across and out of play for a goal kick. Arnadottir pushed in the back by Fidel. And the Eagles once again get another free kick. This one probably (15 yards or so from the box. And Frick will line up to take it. 9:15 on a rolling first half clock. Frick sends it in. It bounces a couple of times. It's loose. Molly Zander on the ball. She's taken down, and a foul. Is it in the box? Clock stops. It will be a penalty kick. The effort of Molly Zander to gain possession. She's fouled, and the Eagles can tie it on a penalty kick opportunity here with 8:59 left in the opening half. Felicia Frick will line it up. She's got penalty kick experience. Went 2 for 2 last year. Can she get a third? Frick shoots and scores with ease. We're tied. A goal apiece with 8:57 left in the first half. First class finish from Frick made it look easy. Beating the keeper left. Holland went to her left, and Frick went to her left. Easy. Holland didn't even give it a diving effort, but went left, and Frick went to Holland's right for the goal. Third career goal for Felicia Frick, and she is 3 for 3 on penalties. The Eagles tie it at 1. The effort of Molly Zander has to be mentioned, setting up that opportunity as this ball is played forward to Lacey, and she'll secure it for Carson-Newman. Palsdottir along that back line. Plays one forward. Irish Miles into the game for the first time along this near side, replacing Zander. Ball played on. Arnadottir gets around a defender. Anita Arnadottir into the box, and a shot saved by Holland. Sent right at the keeper. Good run by the sophomore forward, but Holland makes another save. Got around that initial defender, had some space. Shot was just sent to Holland. Couldn't get it around the keeper. 1-1 as we go under 8 minutes here in the first half. Numbers for Greenville. They work forward now. Ball was booted toward that far sideline. Gajuric sent it that way, and it's off the Crusaders. Eagles with 6 shots on frame. 5 have been saved by Holland, obviously, the one being the penalty kick that she could not save. Irish Miles comes up with possession, getting her first action with Carson-Newman, a transfer from UTSA. Comes all the way over from Texas. She's originally from North Augusta, South Carolina. Was actually really good friends with Alicia Teskey as to why Miles decided to join Teskey, both transferring after their freshman years to Carson-Newman here in East Tennessee. Now they're both seeing action with the Eagles here in the opener. Alba Delgado, one transfer passes it to another. And she'll play it back for Noelle Kreiser. Frick plays one on. Arnadottir running on. Cross sent in. Soft cross from Anita after she was falling down, trying to send it in. Gave the Eagles an opportunity. They come up short, though, and match stays at 1-1. Talk about all the newcomers along the back line and his goalkeeping group. This is dangerous. Lacey has to boot it away after 2 defenders were converging on the junior college transfer. Chance here. This ball was touched forward by Gajuric, but right into the hands of Danielle Lacey. Nielsen taken down and a foul called. North Greenville starting to get a little frustrated with the whistle that has maybe favored Carson-Newman a little bit. Obviously the stats will tell you 7-2 fouls favoring North Greenville. They've got more so far. Another sub here. Molly Buckowitz into the game. She'll replace Anita Arnadottir up front. Buckowitz and Arnadottir were 2 attackers that got hurt last year. Buckowitz only played in 5 games for Carson-Newman a season ago, but has plenty of experience and returns after her injury. Stays on possession here and watches it go out of bounds off of North Greenville. And the Eagles will get a 4th corner kick. Buckowitz, if she can return to her form, had 6 assists as a freshman in that COVID spring season. Has battled injuries the last couple of seasons, but is back for a 4th year. Hoping to provide Carson-Newman with a lift up front. Ball sent in right to Holland. It was Molly Zander that sent that ball in to Holland. 4:18 and counting on this first half clock. We've seen a goal from each side, a penalty kick scored by the Eagles, and a sprinkle header for the Crusaders. The difference, or the 2 goals, one from each side so far. Nielsen knocks down one of the Crusader defenders. That's the goal scorer, Elena Sprinkle, that hits the turf. Free kick for the Crusaders. Carson-Newman men's soccer in action right now. They're up 2-0 against West Alabama, starting the same way they did last year with West Alabama and Spring Hill, except this year it's on the road. That's a neutral site matchup for the men's team. Harry Whitehead with a goal in the 46th minute, and then Mitchell Honcoop, a transfer, in the 49th minute strikes for the Eagles. And they lead 2-0 over West Alabama. Keep you up to date with that score. That score will go final, or should go final, before hours here at McCowan Field. Second corner kick for the Crusaders. They've already scored off one. And you've got a man, or get someone on Sprinkle who headed that first one home. They'll come from that far corner in the foot of Kramer. It's sent in, it's loose. Binkson boots it away. Boy, twice the Crusaders have gotten good crosses in. That time they come up empty. It was actually Marley Ceballos with that cross in the corner kick. .2:25 left, first half. Another ball played in toward the box. It's loose, and Lacey fumbled it and then was able to jump on it. Lacey getting her first start with Carson-Newman once again. Transferring in from Lincoln Land Community College. Here's a good run. Buckowitz not going to be able to get to it before the keeper Holland knocks it out of bounds along that far sideline. But either way, a lot of new faces making their first career appearance. And here's another one right on cue. Aaliyah Douglas, a freshman from Oneida, Tennessee, checks in for Nielsen. So Douglas on for the final 90-plus seconds. So Eagles trying to get maybe a late goal, but it's the Crusaders on possession now. Ball trying to play on. Powell-Stoddard flicks it into the air. Dennison, the closest Crusader. She's knocked off possession, and Miles has it for the Eagles. Nice touch, and she'll play it back for Lacey. See if the Eagles can settle things down here in the final 60-plus seconds and get to halftime with the match tied at 1. After giving up that early goal in the 14th minute, the Eagles responded with the PK goal by Felicia Frick. Nice interception here, a good run. This ball sent forward by another substitution, Carly Pettit, into the game along the left side of the defensive unit. Flicked forward, but the Crusaders with possession. Simon Duffy's gone with just about everybody he's got that's available here this afternoon in this first half. Obviously, those preseason scrimmages aren't usually and maybe the same as a regular game, and maybe not everybody is in game-like fitness, so you got to get adjusted to the real game-like speed before you give some of your regulars a full 90. We've seen several different players check in and get a lot of time for the Eagles. Final 10 seconds. Ball played forward. Douglas will give it a last effort, but Holland scoops it up. And that'll bring us to the end of the opening half. 14th minute goal by Elena Sprinkle got North Greenville an early lead, but a response by Carson-Newman. Alexander drew a foul in the box. Felicia Frick stepped up, knocked home a goal in the 24th minute to put Carson-Newman and North Greenville in a tie at 1 through the first 45 minutes here at McCowan Field. 1-1 the score. We'll take a break for 15 minutes and hop back on for the second half action here from McCowan Field between North Greenville and Carson-Newman. Second half underway here from McCowan Field in a 1-1 match here in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Angie Rogers, glad to have you alongside here on the Eagle Sports Network. Crusaders on the early attack to begin half number 2. They struck first with that 14th minute header by Elena Sprinkle. Off the corner kick sent in by Alicia Lamb. Eagles responded. 37th minute penalty kick by Felicia Frick to knot the score at a goal apiece. As we begin half number 2. Starters out there for Carson-Newman, so most of them should be fresh. I think Frick and the goalkeeper and Kreiser, Lacey Kreiser and Frick were the only Eagles to play the entire first half, so plenty of substitutes came on. Opportunity for these starters to get some rest and stay fresh for the final 45 minutes of the season opener. Again, if you're not familiar, there's no extra time in the regular season, only the postseason, so score remains the same in the next 43 minutes or so. It'll end in a draw. North Greenville only had 1 tie last year, actually, and Carson-Newman had 4. Eagles win possession back. They're working right to left. Zander knocked down by one of the defenders. It was Metcalf, and ball ends up out of play. It'll be a throw for the Eagles. Good North Greenville program. We mentioned they were 1 spot or 2 spots away from making the NCAA tournament a season ago. It's a good program. They've won 6 straight. They've had 6 straight winning seasons under head coach Andy Robinson. Here's a ball that's sent wide and right out of play off the foot of Kramer. Be a goal kick for Carson-Newman. Eagles back with possession. Frick boots it forward. Now the ball knocked out of bounds. Crusaders get it. End of the year, 13-4-1. Most wins since 2009 for the Crusaders. That season they had 13 as well. Coming off one of their best seasons, and probably best season under Andy Robinson since he's taken over the program. Gordon trying to run onto this. Judd takes it away, and the Eagles back on the ball. It's Addie Henry, the most experienced Eagle on the pitch. Has it taken away, tries to win it back, and is able to do so, but knocked it out of bounds. Henry makes her 57th career appearance, 50th start as well in her 5th year with the program. Cross sent in, deflected by Palsdottir and booted out of bounds. 4 minutes into the second half and a 1-1 match between two quality teams meeting here early and in the season opener for both. Foul called, Kreiser pushing the back, and North Greenville will line up what kind of serve as a corner kick opportunity from that far side. Kramer will line up to take the free kick, a wall of 2 for Carson-Newman. The high ball is sent in, back post, a good chance, but it's just out of the reach of Isabella Gaiurich, the closest Crusader to that cross attempt, and Carson-Newman will control with a goal kick. The Crusaders team a season ago, they started the year 0-2-1. They lost 2 of their first 3. They got outscored 9-2 and then responded by winning 12 of their final 13 regular season games an impressive stretch where they outscored opponents 35-5. Looking to get off to a better start here in 2023 as Fend crossed one in, and it was booted back forward by North Greenville, and they'll play one on. Lacey comes out and will grab it. Good run by the forward, Savios, and could not get there before Lacey scooped up possession of the soccer ball. Savannah Fields with a burst of speed up the near side, crossing midfield. Flicks one toward the middle. Giles unable to hold on to possession, and a foul called. Giles called for the foul. Player down. I guess we'll play on here. Cam Giles is shaken up. Ball played on, and offside is called on Savios. So now the official will stop the clock with Giles shaken up. She collided with that North Greenville defender trying to win possession. And Giles stayed down. North Greenville took the free kick relatively quickly. With the numbers advantage, and now we stop with 38-33 left in this contest with Giles being attended to. Gives us a good opportunity to take a look around the South Atlantic Conference. A busy day. Lincoln Memorial took down Mount Olive 2-1 earlier this afternoon. Flagler dominated. That's a ranked Flagler women's soccer program. 3-0 over Limestone. Wingate defeated Barton 2-0. Lee and LR are tied at 1 with 36 minutes left in the first half. Eagles will see Lenore Ryan later this year. They'll see Lee on Saturday, so good opportunity to see where Lee kind of fares with some of the South Atlantic Conference teams, but also see how they perform heading into Saturday's match. Catawba in action with Show-In. The defending regular season champs have a 2-0 lead in the first half there. Emory and Henry tied with Shaw early in the first half. This ball going to be knocked out of play. Anderson's got a 1-0 lead on Belmont Abbey. And those are the only games in action so far. Carson-Newman men's soccer still in control, 2-0 now, with less than 15 minutes to play there against West Alabama. Krista Nielsen into the match now, replacing Giles after she was shaken up. No handball on that ball that bounced up toward Teskey's hand. Battle for possession, and Carson-Newman's attacking half now controlled by the Crusaders. They work forward along that far side. Ball played on by Metcalf. Intercepted by the Eagles, but the Crusaders get it back. One touch, Gordon behind the defense, Palstadottir. Played it back for Lacey, who just knocked it out of play. Good pressure by North Greenville to force a quick decision by the goalkeeper, Danielle Lacey. And a throw in for NGU along this far side. Patrick in trouble in the far corner, defended well by Fend. Fend wins the one-on-one battle initially, knocks it out. Keep North Greenville with possession. Just over 8 minutes into the second half. Kramer, shot. Over Lacey and into the back of the net. A long shot from Aubrey Kramer gives North Greenville the lead. A long distance ball by Kramer. That goes over Danielle Lacey's outstretched arms after a jump, and it's 2-1. Aubrey Kramer coming off a really good freshman season where she started 17 games, scored 4 goals, has her first of her sophomore year as this ball knocked out by Ceballos, and it'll be a goal kick, 2-1. That was a really tough shot and probably a tough one for Lacey to kind of judge what that ball was going to do. Rarely do you see a shot from that far, but it was a good one, and Lacey maybe was a little bit too far out in front, and the ball kind of floated on her, and it ended up behind her in the back of the net. Good shot, and North Greenville's back in front. Second time they've led this afternoon. Kreiser forward for Fields. A touch to Teskey. Ball ends up back at the graduate student, Henry. Fields, one touch, collides with 2 defenders as the ball is knocked to the sideline and out of bounds. Eagles with the throw. Kramer's 5th career goal. Gives the Crusaders the lead. This will be a goal kick off of Carson-Newman last. Glance back at how Carson-Newman is when conceding that opening goal. They've only won 5 times under Simon Duffy when giving up a goal before scoring one. They've also only won 5 times when giving up 2 goals. Eagles trying to change that and add another win to Duffy's tally when giving up multiple goals. Xander cross. Teskey was on the back post. A collision with the North Greenville defender. Both were in really good position. The ball ends up out of play. It'll be a yellow card on Alicia Teskey. Here's another look at it. She collides with the defender. That was Kylie McElravy, who runs into the post, maybe got shoved by Teskey. And a yellow card given to Alicia Teskey. Good ball from Xander, though. If Teskey's got a step on the defender, it's 2-2. So the second card we've seen so far, we saw one to Finley Lloyd in the first half. And now one to Alicia Teskey. And now we're going to have 2 officials chat things over here before we resume play. Maybe the clock kept rolling and the official wanted it stopped. That may be the issue here. We'll see how much time they decide to add. They'll put 34-14 on the clock. So roughly 30 seconds came off. And now it resumes. When you look at the numbers so far, 10 shots for Carson-Newman, 5 for North Greenville. They've had 2 shots on target. They have 2 goals. One-on-one here. Palstadter wins the battle, gains possession. Henry with it. One touch, and Henry will reverse sides, going to the middle to Judd. Judd and Henry work well together. They play one forward. Teskey finds Judd. Eagles on possession, trailing 2-1, 33-33, and counting on a rolling second half clock. Eagles had 3 on the preseason All-South Atlantic Conference teams earlier this August. They were picked 4th in the conference. One up against the North Greenville team picked 2nd in their league, thanks to that quality finish a season ago. Ball is knocked out of bounds, and Carson-Newman is going to secure a corner kick. Nice effort by the freshman Krista Nielsen. to secure a corner. Addie Henry will come to this near side and take it for Carson-Newman. It'll be the 5th corner kick for the Eagles, 7th total of the match. Eagles with 7 shots on target. They have threatened Holland, trying to do it again here. Henry, back post. It was deflected. A couple of players collide, and a foul on Teskey of Carson-Newman. She has to be careful. She's already got a yellow card just a couple of minutes ago. And a second yellow would put Carson-Newman at a disadvantage. They resume with the goal kick. And a handball here on the Eagles. I think Frick maybe had one flick up to her wrist. Free kick for North Greenville. It bounces just shy of the box. Fend will track it down on the near side and boots it out of play.
Great ball, bro.
Well, the goal for Carson-Newman. Keep this at a 1-goal deficit to where a goal can at least give you a tie. You don't want to give up a third and go down by a pair. You want to be able to keep this at a 1-goal deficit with a chance to tie and maybe give yourself the lead at some point in this second half. Eagles have not been challenged often defensively, but when they have been, North Greenville has made Carson-Newman pay. Xander steps in front of a pass, and now she's off to the races. Pass forward for Nielsen, too strong, and it ends up out of play. Good touch here, right idea. Fend with a nice tackle to win possession back for Carson-Newman. Good reverse here by Judd. Fend touches it down. Eagles with a chance here. Ball played on Teskey, just outside the box. Can't get around the initial defender. It was knocked out of play, though, off of North Greenville, another corner. Good defending by Fidel. But she concedes a corner kick. 6th corner kick of the match for the Eagles. Henry, short pass. Teskey back to Henry. One touch, Nielsen outside the box. Krista Nielsen scores! We're tied. The freshman from outside the box ties the match at 2. It was all set up by the initial passing on the corner kick. Nielsen was given space, and just like Kramer, sends it over top of the goalkeeper, and we're tied at 2. Similar shots and goals for each of these two teams here in the second half. That one a lot closer than Kramer's, but regardless, Krista Nielsen's got her first career goal in her first career game, and we're tied at 2. That ball was deflected right off of Gayurich, and the Eagles will get a throw. Just like that, we are tied again with 29 minutes left in the second half. 61st minute goal by Krista Nielsen. Freshman from Iceland steps up in the big moment. And now we've got a clock stoppage with 28:56 left. Looks like we're going to have the official talk to Gayurich here prior to play continuing. They're checking on Gayurich after she took one maybe to the stomach from Henry. She seems to be okay. We'll continue on. Brand new game again. after Nielsen's long shot. Ball is going to trickle out of bounds. Throw for North Greenville. Oh, two players collide into each other. It was Saevos and Gajuric that collided, both going after possession. Eagles now retain it. Throw in for Carson-Newman. Still a good crowd over there. That football game looming in the next 90 minutes. Got a good finish coming from McCowan Field in what is the first game of the season for Carson-Newman and North Greenville, the first game on this brand new turf here at Wayne and Beth Harvey Stadium. Yellow card handed out. I missed who that was on. Henry will fire in this free kick. The official still has his book out. We'll play on, though. No, we won't. We'll stop here. That was a good ball, though. The official was still writing down who the card was given to. And they'll have to reset here. Had three different Greenville players running away from that card. Couldn't tell who it was directly handed to. But a second yellow on the Crusaders. Ball back post, and it's headed out of bounds off of Carson-Newman. Goal kick. Eagles back with the ball. Fields flicks one into the box. Two defenders crash in, and they knock it out of play. Eagles continuing to put a lot of pressure. 11 shots to 5. And a 2-2 score. So we wind down in this second half. Eagles strike back again. Fend. A round one defender flicks one toward the front of the box. Nobody was there waiting. It's loose and cleared. Danielle Lacey well outside the box. A touch to Palsdotter. Again, at times Carson-Newman defensively has been pressured, but not often. And when they have been, North Greenville has made them pay for the most part, but the defense has been relatively relaxed outside of that. The midfield, the attacking group has done a good job to maintain possession. Give this defense a break. Fend. Near side, pressured. Ball knocked out. Eagles throw. All flicked forward. Palsdotter's got some space to let this one venture back, and Lacey will control. Zander one touch, and she's around a defender. Eagles with numbers. Zander around another. She's into the box. Three players with her. Zander's cross deflected and knocked out. Last line of defense, Izzy Fidel knocked it off and out of bounds. Eagles have three players in the box, and now they'll bring three players into the game. Molly Zander, Maya Binkson, and Alba Delgado all into the game for Carson-Newman. Reinforcements for Simon Duffy up front. Frick will take Carson-Newman's 8th corner of the match, or 7th, I should say. It's sent in, headed on, still loose and controlled by Holland. That ball was headed up high into the air. From my vantage point, it looked like it was going to go over top the goal, but it was in play, and Holland had to leap up to secure it. 2-2 ball game. It was 1-1 at half if you're just joining us. A 54th minute goal from Aubrey Kramer well outside the box. It was a good 30 yards outside the box over top of Lacey in goal. To make it 2-1, the Eagles responded 7 minutes later. Krista Nielsen, first career goal off of an assist from Addie Henry to level this match at 2. Lacey will come out and field this ball as we close in on the halfway point of the second half. Reiser a touch to Frick. And she'll play one on. Xander's behind the defense. Has to backtrack and then can't make the touch. Good run from Xander. Unable to get on the end of that pass, though, as we have another sub for North Greenville. First time we'll see Stefania Muladinov. So Muladinov into the game along that back line for the Crusaders. At the halfway point of the second half. Arnadotter, a touch for Binkson. Binkson over to Xander. Molly plays one for her sister Abby. Abby, one touch, across, sent in, wide right of the post, and out of play. Went for more of a shot toward the front of the goal than across more central. Ends up out of play and a goal kick for North Greenville to come. Certainly seems like the Crusaders have had more of the pressure put on it. That's what it is. The statistics can back that up. More shots on goal, and corners for Carson-Newman, but it seems like this game is still 50-50. It could be anybody's. The way the Crusaders have been able to strike with limited activity in their attacking half. Interception. Binkson. Give and go. Arnadotter, front of the box. Crosses it in. One touch. Delgado scores. Alba Delgado, the UT Martin transfer, gives Carson-Newman the lead. 3-2. Great work offensively by the Eagles. Arnadotter's cross sets up Delgado, who fires the shot past Holland. It took one touch to get around the defender, and Carson-Newman scores again. A second goal in the last 6 minutes in the Eagles' lead. Now can the Eagles keep the lead? Their first lead of 2023. Delgado, the goal scorer, knocked down and a foul. 3 different Eagles have scored here in this contest now. Frick, Nielsen, Delgado, 2 of which are newcomers to this roster here in 2023. That was a theme last year. Many different players got in this goal-scoring column for Simon Duffy's team. And the same can be said to start 2023. Frick sends one on frame, and Holland comes out and secures it. Good activity from Fenn. Boots it back toward middle. The Eagles win possession. Zander to Delgado. The goal-scoring Delgado feeds one for Binkson. Eagles going to possess it a little bit here. Eagles score 3+ goals now for the 38th time under Simon Duffy since he's been the coach here at Carson-Newman. In the first 37 games where Carson-Newman has scored 3 or more, they're 36-0-1. The Eagles have never lost when scoring 3 or more, and they only have tied once. Recent history favors Carson-Newman down this stretch since they've been able to put up 2 quick goals here as of late to get 3 to their line. Binkson to Frick. Eagles back forward with it. Nielsen helped tie the game earlier in this half. Has the ball knocked away, Zander gets it back. Molly's around one defender. Can she get around a second? She does. Molly Zander into the box. Cross cleared. Comes out to her sister, Abby. Eagles will reset. Abby Zander goes middle. Missed touch there, and the ball's cleared to the third row. More substitutions, reinforcements. Carly Pettit into the game. Cam Giles, Molly Buckowitz in. So you take Arnadottir, who helped score that goal. You take Nielsen out, but you've got more fresh legs entering for Simon Duffy's team with 18:40 left and counting. Substitutes work their way off the pitch. Clock continues to run. The Eagles up a goal. Nice dump-off pass. Molly Zander, cross in, back post. Binkson was there. Ball ended up over her reach, and it's cleared back toward midfield. Here's a chance for North Greenville. They've got space. Pausdottir clears it. Too heavy of a touch by the attacking right winger, Alicia Lamb, to allow Pausdottir to knock that ball out of play. Ball cleared out of bounds. Another throw for North Greenville. And they throw it in. Eagles won it back momentarily. Now the Crusaders with it. Good activity here in the midfield. Gets around Pettit. Dangerous here. Pettit plays it back for Lacey. Lacey under some pressure will boot it forward. Far side Zander. Zander to Frick. They reverse it and go far side for Molly Zander. Collision. Foul. Who's it on? It's on Carson-Newman. Molly Zander with a tackle that results in a foul. Free kick for the Crusaders. Less than 17 minutes left in the second half. A chance for the Crusaders. Ball flicked in a low one. Lacey sees it one hop into her hands. Shot sent on by Abigail Schultz. And whistles blow. Will stop the clock with 16:30 remaining. And we have an injured Eagle. It's Alba Delgado, the goal scorer for Carson-Newman to give this team the lead, is going to have to come off. And Selena Judd returns. Another collision here near midfield. Giles goes down and a foul. Eagles were thinking about going quickly. Giles told Binkson to hold on a second. We'll let things get forward and then continue playing. Giles, header on. Binkson, can she get to it before the defender? Fidel not able to. And it's cleared away. Pettit will throw it in. The freshman Carly Pettit trying to cross the net. It's deflected out. Eagles 7-1-1 in home openers. Over the last 9 years, they've had a lot of success opening up at home. Hoping to continue that here this afternoon. They're 15 minutes away or so from doing that. When you think about season openers for this team, Carson-Newman's actually failed to win its season opener for 5 consecutive seasons. You got to go back to 2017, the last time Carson-Newman won its season opener. They defeated Ferris State. That was 2017. So the Eagles trying to end a streak of either draws or losses in their first game of a season. Got the goal advantage right now. Ball was knocked out off of Carson-Newman, so a throw for NGU. Kreiser knocks it out of play. And at certain times down the stretch here, knocking a ball out of play is not a bad thing. Helps run this clock and force North Greenville to reset their attack when they get it. Cervellos plays one forward. Chance here for the Crusaders. Lamb runs on the other end of it. Cross sent in. Kreiser heads it toward the edge of the box. Frick clears. Well defended. It bounces over top the midfield line. Looked like a handball. The official was well away from the play. He completely missed it. Will play on. The Eagles have possession. And it's intercepted. Nice defending. That time initially, the Eagles get it back. Buckowitz, one turn. She gets toward the middle. She's tripped and fouled. And the Eagles will have a free kick. .13:25 and counting left. Here's another look at the foul. Buckowitz tripped up a little bit there by Metcalf to set up this free kick opportunity. Can the Eagles get insurance? Frick, Binkson, and Judd all standing around the ball. The 3 stellar freshmen from a season ago. It'll be Frick to take it. One bounce for Judd into the box. Selena crosses. It's loose and scored. It's Carly Pettit, the freshman, in the right place at the right time. And it's 4-2. It was not cleared initially by the Crusaders. And Pettit strikes for Carson-Newman. Set up by Judd's cross. It was deflected out by Holland. She couldn't secure it. And there's another freshman, Carly Pettit, to boot it home. The Eagles have insurance and a 2-goal lead. 4-2. The Eagles up 2, and they've surged back to score 3 in a row in the second half. After North Greenville scored on a long shot by Aubrey Kramer, the Eagles have scored 3 times since, and they're out for more. 4 different goal scorers for Carson-Newman as well. Buckowitz in a one-on-one with Sprinkle. Loses that battle as the ball's flicked out of bounds along the far sideline. Eagles going to keep up this pace. They're not going to slow it down despite leading by 2. They want more goals. Zander to Buckowitz. Around one defender who falls. Buckowitz, cross, headed away. How can the Crusaders get some form of an offensive attack forward here down the stretch? We approach the final 10-plus minutes here from McCowan Field in what has been an exciting season opener. 6 combined goals, including 3 in a row by Carson-Newman to grab a 2-goal advantage. Selena Judd gets the assist. Third different player to assist on a goal as well for Carson-Newman here in the season opener. Ball stuck in that far corner. It's eventually knocked out. Eagles will throw it in again. Eagles in their season, in their home opener, I should say, last year scored 4 times against Young Harris in a 4-0 victory. They scored 4+ goals multiple times after that. They did it 6 times against Emory and Henry. They did it 4 times against Mars Hill in a victory and 5 times against Bluefield State. So last year we saw plenty of that, where this team could put up multiple goals and do it often. Seeing much of the same here in 2023. Binkson lifts it toward the box, headed away by Sprinkle. Ball floats back to Giles, who flicks one on for Binkson. Binkson one touch, sends it toward the front of the box. Molly Zander a touch, and we've got advantage was played initially, and now a foul will be called outside the box with 10:18 and counting left in this one. Eagles will take their time here. Advantage was given for a while. The official let Carson-Newman play on, and eventually called it back for the foul initially before the continuation. Frick will lift it in. The sophomore steps up, sends one on the ground, collision at the box, and we're going to have a penalty. Another foul on North Greenville in the box. Selena Judd was the one running on, and Frick's going to have a chance for her second goal. There you see it, the collision, Judd, the burst of speed, and Frick will line up her 4th career penalty kick. She's got 3 career goals, all penalties, to increase Carson-Newman's lead. How about 5 goals in the opener? Felicia Frick strikes for the 2nd time from the penalty spot, and Carson-Newman is pulling away with a season-opening victory. Once again, first class off the left foot of Frick to extend the Eagles' lead. Fitting to the song, just can't get enough. Carson-Newman has got plenty now here in this second half. They've scored 4 in a row after going down 2-1 with less than 33 minutes remaining in this second half. There's a quick foul by Frick. Remember, this match was tied at 1, and North Greenville scored first in this match. They've had the lead twice in a 5-2 game. But their defense has fallen apart here in the second half, and they have seen their original 1-0 and 2-1 leads go by the wayside. Henry a touch for Fields. She turns. Can't get around the defender before loses possession out of bounds. Four different goal scorers for the 5. 2 penalties for Felicia Frick. As Giles heads this one back forward. That's a handball. They get J.C. Watkins, one of the defenders along that back line, into the game with the handball. Clock continues to run. 8.5 minutes left in this one. Henry will line up to take this free kick about halfway between the box and midfield. A high ball sent in and out of play, too far. For the couple players trying to run on. More substitutions. Just 1 for the Crusaders. They'll bring on Finley Lloyd. Carson-Newman men's soccer secures a season-opening victory. They defeat West Alabama 2-0. Goals by Harry Whitehead and Mitchell Honcoop in the second half. The difference there, clean sheet for the lads in the opener. Federico Simonetti, the goalkeeper for Carson-Newman, to get the job done and secure the clean sheet for him. Another transfer and goal for the men's side. We'll see them next week against Young Harris here at McCowan Field. They'll get to play their first official game on this brand new turf. Foul here, Henry shaken up. Eagles get another free kick as we approach the 7-minute mark of this second half. Eagles score 5 goals for the second straight year. They scored 5 last year against Bluefield State in a road non-conference victory, and they just score 5 in the season opener. And they're on their way to their first season opening victory since 2017. Buckowitz, a touch for Xander. Can the Eagles get more? Abbey, cross, it's loose. Buckowitz, a shot deflected and cleared. Cleared out to Judd. Judd across in front of the box. Headed 3 times and eventually cleared. Tell you what, Carson-Newman has just continued to threaten it and threaten the Crusaders' back line in the second half. They have struggled to defend Carson-Newman's crosses and just passing in this attacking half in the final 25-plus minutes. Pettit into the box, 1 touch. Buckowitz, a shot wide left of the post. The senior was in right position, but just shot it left of the post and out of play. Had to react quickly, but just missed maybe a stronger touch. Holland has been shot at a lot here in this season opener. She's got a bunch of saves in this one, 7 of them, and 12 shots on target from Carson-Newman. First time a Carson-Newman player has scored multiple goals since Selena Judd did it last year against Emory and Henry in a 6-0 victory. Eagles look to improve their mark to 37-0-1 when scoring 3 goals or more under Duffy. And they're going to get a 6th victory when conceding multiple goals under Duffy as well. Rarely does this team get a victory under Simon Duffy when giving up multiple goals, but they have plenty to show for themselves on the offensive end. A lot in the second half as Judd flicks one toward Bukhtar Stadium and onto the concourse. That one will help the stats, just provide another shot on goal for or another shot attempt for this team. 4.5 minutes remaining until Carson-Newman is 1-0. Here's another foul, a grab in the back, and we're going to have another booking, another yellow card. This one will be handed to Isabella Gaiurich of North Greenville. 3rd yellow card for North Greenville, 4th of the match, one toward Carson-Newman's Alicia Teskey so far in this match. Clock continues, or it's actually stopped with 4:21. The official stopped it to confirm the yellow card. And now we'll continue on. Xander will send a ground pass to the defensive half. Kreiser and Palsdottir play pass along the back line. Judd wins possession back. Good battle here and a foul. I have to like the intensity these two teams are continuing to put forth in the season opener here in the final few minutes of this one. Ball bounces over Frick's head, a chance. Patrick on the receiving end of a pass, and she was offside. Good opportunity there for the Crusaders to maybe get one back, but Jada Patrick got a head start, was behind the Carson-Newman defense before the pass was delivered. Gives the Eagles a free kick. Take a look around the South Atlantic Conference here in the final couple of minutes as we wind down this one. Lee and LR tie in their opener. That's Carson-Newman's opponent on Saturday. Lee, the Flames, tie with Lenore-Ryan in a road match to begin 2023. Lee will make their way to Carson-Newman on Saturday. Clock stops again with 2:56 left. And we're bringing the ball back toward midfield for a foul on Carson-Newman. Unnecessary to stop the clock, really. And a 3-goal match with less than 3 minutes left, but we will keep it stopped as the ball gets placed for this free kick. Carson-Newman gets Lee, a team that ties LR in the opener. On Saturday, Catawba defeated Showen, Wingate victorious, Lincoln Memorial victorious as well. Today, Emory and Henry trailing Shaw late in the first half. This ball goes out of play, corner kick set to come for North Greenville with 2.5 left. Corner kick sent in, and it's bounced around and loose. Henry clears it. The Eagles have struggled on these corner kicks a couple of times. It's eventually knocked toward midfield. Ball's been loose a couple of times. Again, Lacey making her first start with Carson-Newman, only 5'6", so not too tall, and so that makes some of those higher up corner kicks that are sent in more challenging for her to punch away. Nonetheless, the Eagles get away with another defensive stand there. So we wind down the final 2 minutes from McCowan Field in the season opener. Five goal scorers. Here's another foul, and we'll stop the clock again. Zander is shown yellow for the foul. Physicality picking up here down the stretch. 100 seconds remain. Five goals for Carson-Newman. Frick has 2 of them. Then the other 3 are scored by all newcomers. Alba Delgado, transfer from UT Martin, a sophomore, scores. Gave the Eagles the lead initially. And then 2 freshmen, Carly Pettit with the 5th goal, and Kristen Nielsen helped tie it at 2. Cross sent in. Lacey jumps up and catches it. Ball bounced around. Now thrown in by North Greenville. Another push in the back, another foul. No card here. The clock will continue to run. Final 60 seconds here in the season opener for Carson-Newman women's soccer. They're going to get their first win of the year. And what is a game that'll look like Carson-Newman was in control throughout, but it wasn't until the final 25 minutes or so when the Eagles started to pour the goals on and take the lead and keep it. Here's a chance in the box. Shot sent on over top of Lacey, and North Greenville scores late. That goal scored by Finley Lloyd, and it's 5-3 with 23.5 seconds left. Another shot over Lacey. Credit to the Crusaders. They have not given up here down the stretch. They get the late goal. Another look at it here. Good shot. Lacey a little bit out in front of it. And Finley Lloyd scores. Third different goal scorer for the Crusaders. Final 20 seconds. Eagles will try to boot this forward and give the defense a break. This ball is going to be booted off the press box. 10 seconds. Simon Duffy may not be pleased with that final goal, but he will be pleased that he can put a win to his team. Well, he'll stop the clock with 4 seconds. And now continue. He'd be pleased getting win number 1 for the first time since 2017. His Carson-Newman Eagles have won the season opener. The Eagles score 4 in a row in the second half in the final 30 minutes to take down North Greenville. Final score 5-3. Eagles get 2 goals, 2 penalty kick goals by Felicia Frick to take the 5-3 victory over the Crusaders to open up the year 1-0. Carson-Newman back in action Saturday at 5 against Lee. They host the Flames for another non-conference match. A full recap and highlights be on our YouTube page, the Eagles Sports Network, along with a full recap of tonight's action at cneagles.com. For our entire crew, our director and replay operator, Ian Johnson, I'm Andrew Rogers signing off here from McCowan Field. We'll talk to you in an hour. Carson-Newman football opens up the season here on Flow Sports at 7 o'clock against Virginia Lynchburg. We'll see you Saturday.